r/r credit by online comps. What have you accidentally invented in your mind before you realized it already exists in the world in some form? I was thinking about ways to defend yourself from attack. Started out with a shield and thought, what if we go bigger? Tower shield. Let's go bigger. Shield that protects 180 degrees of your body. Let's go bigger. Shield that protects a full 360 degrees. That's cumbersome. What if we could fit it to your body? Armor. That's armor. Never mind. This would make a great cold open for Dwight. If you put pictures along a subway wall at the right distance from each other, and the train is moving at a constant speed, it will look like a movie to passengers in the train. Held on to this invention until I saw one of these in the train from Heathrow to central London once. There are probably others elsewhere. Got into a drunken conversation with my cousin and we invented a toilet that had a built-in exhaust fan that would suck your stink air out instead of having a normal fan in the ceiling. We went on and on about the proper implementation of it for like 20 minutes before thinking to Google it. They exist and they're expensive. Open bracket. I decided that leggings would be better if they had socks attached and got really excited about my invention idea for a solid minute until I realized I had just invented tights. Now, I've had this discussion before with my skier buddies. They should make long johns with built-in ski socks. My buddy said like tights, and I was like, nah, you want it to be the different materials for both, but attached so you don't have to have the uncomfortable and boot overlap of sock and long john cuffs. Livewire Orange Mountain Dew. My friend and I decided to mix Crush with Mountain Dew once and found it was delicious. Then a few weeks later we saw it at a gas station and thought the CIA was listening to our phone lines. Pre-cell phones. For our area at least. Socks for your hands. Thought this was a genius idea, and how has no one ever thought of this before? Then I remembered that gloves exist. Fun fact, the German word for gloves is Handschuh, which literally translates to hand shoes. After a long day pushing my son around Disney World in his stroller, I was daydreaming about how nice it would be for there to be adult-sized strollers that we could use to get off our feet when we are tired. And that's the day I invented the wheelchair. I always wanted a bed with wheels where I could lie face down and was low enough to the ground to pull myself along with my hands. Not great for hills. Those knobs you attach to steering wheels for easy one-handed turning. I thought I was brilliant. Turns out I was just decades late. On that note, I was driving with my dad once and suddenly had the brilliant idea that cars should have a mechanism that lets other drivers know when they are turning. Wish I could say this was when I was very young, but I was at least in HS when I had this epiphany. My dad was just like, you mean turn signals? The color green. I was coloring a picture at home. I think it was a football player. First with yellow, then I accidentally drew with blue over it, and the result was turquoise greenish. Somewhere over the next few days in school, we had to do presentations and we were trying to decide for a color for the header. I was like, how about this? Showed it on my paper and everyone was like, no, green is boring. Let's go with something else, which was when I realized, oh yeah, that's green, oops. I'll call it Blello. Friends like to go to bars and hang out a lot. I don't drink, but I do get hungry and most bar food is only okay at best. I wish they served better food for me to eat. I also hate having to yell to hold a conversation, so I wish they turned the music down and it was generally quieter and we could hear each other at a normal volume. So there should be, like, a bar but that serves a wider variety of better food and that has quiet music, so you can hear each other talk. Great idea. Wait, that's just a restaurant. Self. You want to hang out in restaurants. For me it's mainly random guitar riffs or melodies. I think them up randomly, and I'm like, that would be really cool in a song, then I realize that they are. I wonder how it's even possible anymore to create unique music. There's gotta only be so many combinations. I was watching Black Mirror, and I was thinking how the seasons only have like 3 to 4 episodes. Then I thought, well, it's okay, since the episodes are long. Then I got thinking, what if they made a season with 1 episode and the 1 episode is really long? Then I realized that those are just movies. You have invented the MCU. I dropped a glass on the floor again. and said why haven't they invented cup made of unbreakable material? You mean plastic beakers, like for children? One time I had a dream about a super cool game, and it was totally original and so cool. I was so excited, but still somewhat sleep deprived, so I started to tell someone I knew on AIM. He listens for a bit, and then goes, "Motherfucker, you just described StarCraft." I woke up a little bit and realized, shit, I dreamed about StarCraft and forgot. Sounds like you should have constructed additional pylons. When we were memorizing the times tables in elementary school, I couldn't get the 9s, for whatever reason. So I'm studying this, trying to figure out how to remember it, when I stumbled on a pattern. If you're multiplying the number by 9, you could multiply it by 10 instead, and just subtract the original number. I thought I was so fucking brilliant, like I'm going to be some math prodigy or something. Yeah, no, it turns out that's just how multiplication works. Looking back though, it's pretty dumb that we make kids rote memorize these dumb tables instead of helping them understand the core idea in the first place. A dishwasher. I always had to do the dishes by hand growing up. I told my friend I wish there was a machine that could do the dishes. She then in fact told me about dishwashers. I was blown away. I grew up in an Asian household and they always believed that it was a waste to have a dishwashing machine. My dad, a French immigrant, and I, as a child, both used to mess around and surprise each other by yelling sassafras. Since we would often make up stupid words to joke about, it was a good 5 years of messing around with that word before we realized it was an actual herb. I once got really high. Realizing I was thirsty, I thought about getting a drink, but having the taste of tobacco and weed in my mouth, I didn't want to drink anything like Coke or milk that had a flavor, as the two wouldn't mix well. So it got me wondering what a flavorless drink would be like. It would probably be really good and popular too, I thought, as it would only quench thirst without forcing you to have a new taste in your mouth. Surely it would be great with food. But how could I go about creating a drink that's flavorless, pleasant to drink and hydrating? I asked myself. Please like and subscribe. I'm getting desperate. Comment on this video and hit the bell icon and let this dog take a bath at your house. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to take a bat.